What's going on, my intergalactic pals? And today, talk about something that I'm very interested in, looking forward to playing. Hopefully, it'll be done by the Galactic Championship. There are a few things that I need to still work out, but while I am there, if you do see me and I have the free time too, I would definitely be happy to jam some games with you or just talk in general. But one of the decks that I am building is Grogu, the Charming Companion. The deck is very fun in the sense that it's going to have some rules built into it. One of them being a custom base that I have made where it restricts how the deck can be built for the offset of doing what I want it to do. Now, it's not going to be broken in the sense, it's just more fun, more thematic. So hopefully I'll have it built by then. It is going to be structured around Premier, meaning that it will be a 50 card deck. It will still have the restrictions of rotation, I believe. If not, then it will be like Legacy almost. My second deck I'm going to build is a Twin Suns deck. While it's not sure how I'm going to build it, but the idea is with the new Palpatine from the Spotlight deck, and I'm thinking maybe Deidre Moore or Agent Callus. Those are kind of the two I'm looking at, but I'll have to see. But those are the two ideas that I'm thinking about running. One is a fun Premier deck that has little restriction, little rules for me, while the other one will be a Twin Suns deck. But that's not all I want to talk about. The things I want to talk about today are my top 11 cards that I think will see a big push in play. Majority of them are rares and legendaries. I didn't look at the commons and uncommons. That wasn't my focus at the moment. I was kind of just trying to narrow in on what I think will be gravitating towards for decks that want to do deck specific things. One of them being the Poe Dameron, which is the 2 for 3/3 all units lose Sentinel. It's just a really good effect. It's going to help the very hard aggression decks that people do enjoy playing in Heroism. While you still have access to Saboteur, not everything's going to have Saboteur. And if your opponent's playing a lot of heavy Sentinel units, this will help just bypass all that, or to allow you to get 2 units that you want to get rid of. The next one that I was looking at was Red Leader. 7 for 6/6. It has a support ability. This unit may attack units in either area. I think that's very powerful because it allows ground units to attack space units and space units to attack ground units. As this does allow things to kind of mix and mingle, it's a very good effect, especially if you want to use it on a unit that has a lot of power to get rid of something in another area that you can't get to. The next card I was looking at was Corona 4, Corona, 2 for 2/3. Attack. On attack, you may give a unit -2/-0 for this phase. When defeated, you may defeat a non-leader unit with 0 power. This, I feel, is actually really good. 2 things. You could potentially give something that already has 2 power or less, but a lot of HP. -2/-0. You swing it into something that will defeat this unit, and then you defeat the unit that you're just trying to get rid of, or maybe something that you want to get out of the way. Or you potentially get a 2-for-1, destroying the unit that you're attacking into. That unit defeats the 4. 4 uses his on defeat to get rid of the thing that just has 0 power. Many possibilities that you can do this with, but 2 for 2/3 with an on attack ability that is a very strong on attack for the phase, I think is still really good. The next one I was looking at was Safety Droid. 2 for a 1/4. If your base would be dealt more than 4 damage, prevent all but 4 of that damage. Things that will deal more damage to your base, this will prevent a good chunk of it. So if they swing 8 or 10, it drops it down to 4. I'd rather take 4 damage than 6 damage. I'd rather take 4 damage than 8 damage. I mean, this little droid is fairly strong, especially in with a lot of the new cards, especially with the Summa Venmathan, 12 for 15/15 Sentinel, destroy all other space units on attack. So would you rather take 15 or would you rather take 4? I mean, at least it only could hit space units or defeat all space units. But the little droid, safety droid, I think is actually really good. The next card I was looking at was the Eviscerator, 8 for 9/7. Advantage tokens on friendly units lose all abilities. They are not defeated after combat. When played /on attack, give 2 advantage tokens to each other friendly unit. That is really good for aggressive premier decks. I feel like this will be seeing play in Twin Suns just because advantage tokens are really good. I'll pair this with the new Palpatine that gives advantage token. Yellow, red, Twin Suns, play some green, go ramp with it. Yeah, I mean, the fact that these negate the defeat after combat on advantage tokens is really good. I still think that's a really strong card for being a 9/7 for 8. And when you play, you give 2 advantage tokens to each other friendly units. The next card was 1 must destroy to create. 3, defeat a friendly non-leader unit. Then you may play that unit from your discard pile for free. Again, you're using it for maybe on plate effects. You're getting rid of a unit that's already on its last leg, and then you're bringing it back out to essentially give it a second chance to be a problem for your opponent. But for 3, it is villainy tied. It's still really good because just for 3, you could defeat, even later on, you could defeat one of your units that's already potentially going to die that phase and bring it back. And then what if it has ambush? Then you can ambush it into something else. Still, I think this will see play. I think it's a good card. The next card that I wanted to talk about was Van Snub Fighter, 3 for 2/4. When a friendly unit attack ends, if it dealt combat damage to a base, give an advantage token to this unit. So, again, another good effect that gives to friendly units, and it gives it advantage. Pair that with the Eviscerator. I mean, they do pair well together. But for 3 for 2/4 early game, you got some Sentinels, maybe some tokens such as spies or even Mandalorian tokens. These things will add up and they will become progressively more and more strenuous, where your opponent will have to decide, is attacking my opponent's base or attacking the unit more beneficial to me? Another card I was looking at was Reckless Sacrifice. 2, discard a card from your hand, deal 5 damage to a unit that costs more than the discarded card. For 2, deal 5 damage. A lot of units do have a lot of health. Maybe you've weakened it and you just need to get that damage over so that way it doesn't become a problem later, or it's something that you get rid of right now. Discarding a card, your only downside is you have to make sure it's something that is higher cost than that. While I think that's a fair trade-off, I feel like that should have been, the cost has to be equal to or more for 5 damage, because I feel like that would have been a slightly easier trade-off for this card effect. But still keeping it in line, dealing 5 damage to a unit, just because you get to pay 2 and discard a card, You just have to make sure it costs more than the card that you're trying to deal 5 damage to. The next card was Improvised Identity, attached to a ground unit. Attached unit gains action, search the top 3 cards of your deck for a ground unit and discard it. Then you may attack with this unit. For this attack, this unit gains all the discarded unit's abilities. Use this ability only once each round. It's good that it has the clause of once each round. The fact that we could look at the top 3 cards, find a ground unit, ditch that ground unit, give that ground unit this those abilities while it is attacking is really good. And yes, we do have ways to make it untap to attack again, potentially doubling or tripling those effects. One of the other cards I was looking at is a card that a lot of people I knew talking about early on, which was Ravager. 9 for an 8/10, restore 2. When you play a unit, you may have it deal damage equal to its power to a unit in the same arena. But it's still a really good card. It's a really good effect. And it's a win when you play a unit. So you can't just plop down a bunch of tokens. Those tokens will not trigger because you're not playing those tokens. But the units that you do play will benefit from doing damage to things that are in the same arena area. And of course, the last card I was looking at was Chimera. 7 for 6/6. When played, you may choose a friendly unit and an enemy non-leader unit. If you do, defeat those units. When an enemy unit is defeated, heal 2 damage from your base. Why is this good? Well, we know blue is really good at defeating things, and now we just get benefits of it. Granted, we don't have a super laser blast, but we do have new cards that do what we want them to do. And healing 2 damage from our base for every enemy unit when an enemy unit is defeated is really good, especially if maybe they're playing tokens or very go wide board state. But with that all being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out everything else that I do. It does help me out. There hasn't been any rules videos recently, only because a lot of the rules that are being asked are for these new cards, and because the set is not released, I can't really give any definitive yes, this is true, yes, this is false kind of answers until everything is officially released. So, as always, be safe out there in that big galactic world of ours, and I'll see you around.